Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond, How to Get Out of Babylon. And I am going to tie a couple of widely spread sets of pictures together. So I want to start with a few questions. And this is to me, this is huge. It's momentous. I've been sitting here just like, you know, do I even really want to get into this? I want to make a comment that a few weeks ago, when I was doing I did a couple of videos on infrared photography, and I also did some videos on my dear little troll friends. My DLF, dear little friend, is from Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. But anyway, my dear little friends. But in one of those videos, and if anybody happens to know, maybe mention it to me, but let me know which one. But I made the comment that I basically made a prediction, that the firmament is going to speak forth, I think is how I phrased it. The firmament is proof. It's one of the things that it shows his handiwork. What is handiwork? Well, a carpenter beats nails and makes houses, and a blacksmith beats iron into horseshoes and swords and drills and plowshares. So that's kind of the picture there. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Psalms 19, verse 1. And figure everybody that's listened to me for a while and has ever studied flat Earth would know that my question here, why did this man quit NASA? This was the father of NASA. He's a guy that came over from Nazi Germany. We brought him over Operation Paperclip, and he was essentially the man who built NASA. He's the one that gave us the heavy lift Saturn V rockets, and all the tech, not all the technology, but he spearheaded the whole thing. He basically built it. And in 1972, he quit. So now it says, did he find the truth? As if sometime in there he found the truth. Well, and put it on his gravestone. Because what he had on his gravestone, he instructed his wife to put one thing and one thing only on his gravestone. Psalm 19, verse 1. Okay. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Now, oddly enough, I don't believe that he sometime during his life he found the truth. No, when he, as a head of NASA, the first thing he did was he went on an expedition to Antarctica. Now, what does NASA and Antarctica have to do with each other? What's the connection there, other than the fact that they have a whole fleet of C-130s, and that's where they launch their balloons from, with lots of cranes and whatnot. They're balloons carrying satellites. You can see video of it. I'm not making it up. Fact. So anyway, I'm not saying anything more about it, but there are a lot of satellites launched from Antarctica on balloons. They crash around here and there with the balloon. Sometimes they crash on takeoff. One crashed in Australia, I think it was, Brazil or whatever. But anyway, it was being dragged. The balloon didn't lift high enough, and the satellite got caught by the wind, and it bowled the whole car over. Almost killed somebody. Came real close to it just rolled the whole big old SUV right over. So anyway, and it was millions, and the article said, it was millions and millions of dollars of high-tech satellite cameras, high resolution cameras, that NASA was using to do something or other, to pretend or to test how to put up a real satellite with real equipment on it. Ha ha ha. No, it was millions of dollars. It was a real satellite. Okay, So my question is that I think he knew going in. He was at NASA. He was told what the deal was. He was told what the score was. They took him to Antarctica to show him, and that's what I want to deal with here. Okay, so a few other questions related. Why was there a TV show called Under the Dome? The Simpsons are always talking about the dome. Guy hits a home run and it goes up and cracks the dome, and whale, swordfish, turtle, dolphins flow through and flood the whole stadium, flood the whole world. Ever wonder why a rainbow is shaped like a dome? Ever wonder why the second rainbow on the outside is an exact mirror image in reverse order of the lights, the band of the spectrum in the inner rainbow? Ever wonder why sundogs look like they do? They look like the inside of a bowl with a light on it. Try it sometime. I'll do it sometime, but fact, This is supposedly, it says, top of Mount Everest. And this guy here has blazing yellow hair, but he's pointing up to where there's a arc going up and an arc coming down, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, somewhere, it says Mount Everest. I kind of doubt Mount Everest, there's anything like that up there. Maybe it meant Mount Evans, or maybe another mountain somewhere. Ever wonder why virtually every single ancient civilization, Maya, Inca, Aztec, Hindu, Chinese, Egyptian, Hebrew, on and on and on and on, all had some depiction of a sea around the earth, clouds, sun, moon, stars up in the sky, a firmament separating the waters below from the waters above. And this is Logos Bible software. For $1,000, you can buy this software, which will make you a Bible scholar, give you a lot of tools. Okay, $1,000. That is their depiction of what the Bible says. The world, the heavens above, the earth beneath, and the world, and the below the earth, beneath the earth, Sheol. That's what the Bible says it looks like. Now, Kent Hovind and Ken Ham and all these people that are mock Bible scholars that are mocking the Bible, mocking God. They don't say, they disagree that the Bible says this. I heard an atheist one time. I thought he was a Baptist preacher at first because he had a polyester suit and looked like kind of had a slick back hair or whatever. And he was saying, the Bible teaches a flat earth. The Bible is obvious, completely, no question, 100%. In the Bible is taught flat earth. And it turns out, he said, that's what the Bible teaches, and therefore the Bible's wrong, and there is no God. He was an atheist. He was an atheist saying that we have science now, and science has proven that there is no God because the Bible's wrong. God could not write a book with that many errors in it. Science has proven that there is no God. Green Bay Packers. Friedrich Nietzsche said, God is dead, science killed him. So, all right. Canopy of the sky, roof or dome. This is from the Quran. Many versions of the Quran describe the sky as being like a canopied roof or dome. Here's another one. Waters above the firmament, waters below the firmament, stars, sun, and moon set in the firmament, which is exactly what it says in the book of Genesis. I'm going to be dealing with that. So I'm not going to hit this real heavy, but, here's a depiction. Here's another one, waters above, firmament, separating the waters above from that below. Heavens are the dwelling place of God. The earth is his footstool. How many footstools have you seen that are basketball size or soccer ball or beach ball? How many footstools have you ever seen in your life that roll around when you try to put your feet on them? And the only place you can put your feet is on the top, and then it moves. The earth is his footstool. Granted, there may be a footstool out there with 3 legs, but most of them have 4. So, I'm not going to say any more about that. Whatever this is from, I don't know, but it's looks like a weatherman playing, God over the some domed city. This looks like it might be Aztec, Mayan, who knows, India. So this is kind of the depiction of what people kind of sort of think the flat Earth looks like. We don't know. Won't know until they tell us. Won't know until it's made clearer. So, sun and the moon going around, firmament of the sky. This one's interesting. This shows that the Earth, the firmament and everything the Earth is a gigantic capacitor / battery. You have the land in the middle, the oceans around it. The oceans are an electrolytic solution. Earth is negative for a fact. We all know. I mean, you should know by now. I've said it often enough. Earth is negative. So the center of the battery, look at a D cell battery. It's probably the best, easiest one to imagine. That center, negative, you got your electrolyte, and the casing is your positive. So negative, electrolytic solution, positive. The sun is a positive charge, moon is a negative charge. So, all right. So here's another question I have for y'all. So, you claim to be a Christian. And you can see these pictures here. Do your own research on it. John Glenn, Buzz Aldrin, every single one of them, Neil Armstrong, are Lucifer worshiping Freemasons who take a blood oath to not roll over on their beliefs or whatever they've been indoctrinated into. You can see them wearing the Freemason apron, the Masonic apron, skull and bones, on and on and on. So you refuse to believe, and Ken Ham, I'm calling you out. Kent Holbein, you guys refuse to believe what it says in the Bible. Right? Logos Bible software. You absolutely and utterly refuse to believe what the Bible says, but you believe blood oath swearing Freemasons who worship Lucifer. Okay. I think you're going to be in trouble with that one. Seriously. I mean, that's not, and that's a fact. I mean, Answers in Genesis. Ken Ham's Answers in Genesis. His ark thing is just going down the tubes. He built an ark in Kentucky. $100 million to build an ark. I mean, it's one of the biggest laughing stocks in the world right now. So, but unfortunately, and he published a picture of it on Facebook with a flat horizon, and a gal mentioned it, and so he pulled it off Facebook and banned her from his forum. He won't let flat earthers go to his conferences. The guy's a joke, a Joke joke. Loser is a good word for him. Ken Holbein, and they're doing it for money. It's money. So it's sad. It's wrong. It's definitely wrong. It's sick. It's sad. But they believe, these guys, and Kent Holbein insist. He plays a clip of one of these astronauts saying, "Oh, it was really neat, and I'm a Christian, and I go to church." The Christ that they believe in is not the Christ that you believe in. They believe in Lucifer. They do not believe in Jesus Christ. I'm here to tell you, Kent Holbein. Extract cranium from rectal defilade. Do one of those auto extractions, delicate surgery. Extract cranium from rectal defilade. Figure that one out. No, and then he berates people for not believing this astronaut, because this astronaut's a Christian. He wouldn't lie. They've taken a blood oath to lie. Jeez. Okay. I have a question. Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong, and as a molten looking glass under the dome? Cut a cow in half. Truck slams into it. Airplanes crash into it. They don't crack. So, here's an interesting one. The complete works of Flavius Josephus. Book 1, Chapter 1, entitled The Constitution of the World and the Disposition of the Elements, Josephus wrote, "After this, on the second day, he, God, placed the heaven over the whole world and separated it from the other parts, and he determined it should stand by itself. He also placed a crystalline firmament around it, and put together in a manner agreeable to the earth, and fitted it for giving moisture and rain, and for affording the advantage of dews. On the fourth day he adorned the heaven with the sun, the moon, and the other stars, and appointed them their courses, that the vicissitudes of the seasons might be clearly signified. He put them up there for signs and seasons, days and years. It says that in the Bible. Josephus is just saying that in a different way, according to his understanding, his tainted, ancient, Hebrew-based understanding. So I'm going to have to minimize. So I don't have to be flipping back and forth. The term stereotype derives from the Greek words stereos, firm, solid, and typos, impression, hence solid impression. Firmament. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. Now the thing that is just absolutely mind-boggling to me is the second day of creation. It is the only thing that the Creator did on the second day of creation. These guys all claim to be literalists. They claim to believe the Bible, and they say that the firmament does not exist. There is no such thing as a firmament. For all practical purposes, it's not the sky. You know, Kent Holbein mocks the Bible's own description of the firmament. He mocks it, makes fun of it. I'll just put it mildly, I would rather doubt that the Creator of the universe appreciates people mocking his work and ridiculing it, and basically saying that it doesn't exist and that he pissed away a whole day of creation, a whole day of work, wasted his time, because in their book it doesn't exist. On a globe, it flat don't exist, people. It flat does not exist. So, all right. I'm going to put this up here. This is Wikipedia. I want to move along. Rakia, firmament, the visible sky, was a solid. In the Old Testament, the word shamayim represented both the sky atmosphere and the dwelling place of God. Paul was caught up to the third heaven. Hello? There's the three heavens. The heavens of the sky and where the birds fly, that's the heaven. Second heaven, the firmament where the stars and the sun and the moon are, and the third heaven is God's throne. The rakia, or firmament, the visible sky, was a solid, inverted bowl over the earth, colored blue from the heavenly ocean above it. Rain, snow, wind, and hail were kept in storehouses, etc., etc. The waters, Noah's flood. Okay, Deuteronomy 4:32. Heaven extended down to and was coterminous with, i.e., it touched the farthest edges of the earth, i.e., Deuteronomy 4:32. Interesting statement. You know, look up the passages, but that is exactly what people who have some understanding of what the cosmology of the world looks like believe that. That's what's depicted Under the Dome, the series, and all these other things. Simpsons. There's a dome that comes down. It's an upside-down bowl. That explains why the rainbow looks like it does. It explains sundogs. It explains a lot of things. All right. Touches the farthest edges of the earth. Now, humans looking up from earth saw the floor of heaven, which was made of clear blue lapis lazuli, i.e., it's called terrible crystal sapphire, blue, deep blue sapphire. You can watch a video online. Just look up sapphire. Look up blue sky stone. Watch the video on it. There's more than one, but one of them is pretty good. They have tested it. It's made of 70% oxygen. It is deep, brilliant, gorgeous, blazing blue, and they don't know what it's made of. They don't know how it was made. They don't know much about it at all. Firmament of heaven spread out like a hemisphere above the earth, like a splendid and pellucid sapphire, to which the stars were supposed to be fixed, and over which the Hebrews believed there was a heavenly ocean. All right, so moving right along. Now, Braun Driver Briggs, one of those was from Josephus, which is a lexicon. Braun Driver Briggs is like the, liberal scholars, but the accepted, classic, greatest lexicon out there for the Old Testament. Okay. Now it would be, you could also look up Kittle's, Kyle and Delitzsch. Yeah, liberal German work, but it's the commentary in the Old Testament, and that would give a lot of stuff too. But this says extended surface, expanse, solid, as if beaten out. Okay, construct, built. Firmamentum, which means strong. Flat expanse, as if of ice, compared as base support, blah, 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 compared to supporting the throne. Okay, the vault of heaven, too. Vault of heaven, or firmament, regarded by Hebrews as solid and supporting waters above it. Why did they believe that? I don't know. Because God said so in the Bible. So, once again, I ask, why did this man quit NASA in 1972? And why did he put one thing and one thing only on his tombstone? The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament show his handiwork. Part 2 coming up.